Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Completely Pointless Podcast. We're here on episode 26 with myself, Nick, and the other two.
You got Jeremy.
And you got Brandon.
I like the little bit of waiting for one of you to go.
Right.
I don't know
Jeremy
why
just
there's
went.
always a wait
I
because
that time honestly I
always
forgot.
go last.
I forgot that I was supposed to introduce myself. I was like, oh yeah, that's a thing we do.
Yeah, no.
So I'm, I'm gonna go ahead and start it off with the news Jeremy doesn't know about.
All right, I'm
Wrecked
excited.
my bike.
Oh really?
Yeah, I wrecked my motorcycle. I low-sided it in a roundabout.
Damn.
So I fucked up my left hand, my left thumb mainly, and then my left ankle a bit, and then both my knees. The right knee is the only one that really got any kind of road rash, but it's not
Yeah.
bad. But I
At
was
least it was the
following.
right knee, not the wrong knee.
Swear to
I mean,
God.
it was still the wrong knee, so.
Well, it's always the wrong knee.
True.
But basically, how it happened was I was following my other buddy on it, Esteban on his. We have the same bike, so I was following him on his. And we were coming up to this roundabout, and he thought that the road we were heading into the roundabout on, there was a road on the opposite side, but there wasn't. It was just a hill and that went down into a fence.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So I'm cruising behind him. He's taking the roundabout pretty quick. I enter into the roundabout at like 30, and it's a really small roundabout. So I was just gonna whip it all the way around the roundabout, have some fun. Well, since he didn't know that there wasn't a road on the other side, he kind of just panicked, hit his brakes, rocked up the rear a little bit. He gathered it though, but I'm coming in pretty hot, so I lock up my rear. It slides a little bit, then I let out of the brake and it catches. So I think it's, it's straightened out enough to grab the front. Now I grab the front brake, it immediately washed out and fucking dumped me.
Yeah. Dang.
Oh, of course.
Hey, well, at least you're still alive. That's a plus.
Yeah, I could have gone down the hill into the fence. That would have been bad.
Yeah, that wouldn't have been good.
Would have been.
But
real
yeah, I
bad.
rode the bike home. The only damage is really the blinker. I think the
bad.
moral of the story is, well, we were riding at like 1 a.m. because I work evenings and get off at midnight.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we were riding after work, and so it was really dark. I guess the moral of the story is, I need to be more cautious at nighttime and like whenever I'm not familiar with the terrain. Because I think I
Yeah.
was just getting, because I like the road we took to get there was like really tore up under construction, and some of the bits that were still paved had like these massive humps on it. I guess I don't know what from, but I was jumping those.
No.
So I was feeling myself, I was having fun. I guess I got a little too wild, but yeah, the only real damage to the bike is the front left blinker, the left mirror, and the fairings.
Yeah.
Which the fairings are like $65 a side.
Yeah. Man, that's.
So it's not bad.
It's not bad, yeah, but still, don't wreck your bike. God,
No, yeah.
Be careful.
dude.
I put 2,000. It just crested 2,000 miles as I crashed
Yeah.
Oh, go
on
figure.
the bike. Yeah. So
And well,
it's bound to happen. I'm glad it was like such a small little incident, but
yeah,
it does suck at the same time.
right. I mean, hey, it could have got a lot worse though. So
I haven't been able to really use my left thumb all that much. It still moves and everything. I don't have full mobility with it, but I don't think I broke anything. Of course, I didn't go to the doctor because I low-sided my bike at like 15 miles per hour. It's not that bad.
Yeah.
Let me ask, if you don't mind, were you wearing any, like safety gear? Like what kind of gear were you wearing?
Yeah, I was actually wearing gloves and my mesh jacket with it has impact protection on the back, shoulders, and elbows.
Yeah, it's got some padding on it.
So the road actually wore a hole because I was just wearing jeans and tennis shoes and a helmet otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a helmet, gloves, and a jacket on. And so the jacket absorbed the road rash on my chest because it wore a little hole in it. My shoe absorbed the road rash on my foot, I guess, because it wore like a couple holes in my shoe on the top.
Yeah.
My gloves protected my hands completely except for the sprain on my left thumb.
It's not bad, dude.
But yeah, the gear made a world of difference. I would have gotten way more hurt if I wasn't wearing the gloves.
Well, I mean, just imagine what damage it did to the gear. And that was, you said, only at 15 miles an hour. So.
Oh yeah, dude. It like I said, the road wore a hole in my jacket a little bit, like a little hole, and then on my shoes, and like my hands were fine. I don't know about my gloves. I really didn't check them that closely because I haven't fucked with the gear since I crashed.
Yeah.
So. Yeah. My helmet didn't hit anything though, so that was kind of pretty cool.
Kind of on a very similar story actually. My roommate is currently in the hospital because he flipped his delivery van.
Oh shit!
Oh, goddamn!
Yeah.
Like, what kind of van is it? Like a big, like FedEx size thing?
Or like not that big. It's
like the Mercedes. He's Amazon,
like one
right?
of those.
Yeah,
Amazon.
Yeah, you've seen the Amazon
vans.
Damn, those are still pretty big, and he rolled one of those.
Yeah, so like what he was saying was he was out on like a dirt road, and he saw. He said it just looked like a little wet spot in the middle of the dirt road, which was way more than just a little wet spot. It was full mud. So he hits it, goes sliding, oversteers, goes off the edge of the road, and just rolls it over on its side. So it didn't fully roll.
God damn it.
Dude, and my coworker Tony totaled his bike lately. He broke some bones in his right hand, too.
Golly, what's with everyone wrecking things?
Boy, I have no idea, but so far it's been a lot of people that I've heard about having accidents lately. So be careful out there.
I know, honestly.
For real.
Wear your safety equipment.
Yeah, no, if you're going to be on a bike, thankfully Tony was wearing a jacket. He wears full gear, so he was fine, but
it blows my mind the amount of people I see riding bikes.
Dude, just raw dogging it.
Dude, no helmet,
no shirt. Dude, no shirt on.
The worst one I've seen was tank top, shorts, and flip flops. That's all he was wearing. I'm like,
bro, I saw a guy wearing tennis shoes and shorts on the highway on a fucking like leader bike. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Ain't no fucking way that's me.
Fuck no.
Well, I don't know about Nick. Have you ever been hit with something while you're driving or while you're riding? Okay, because I've been hit with rocks. I've been hit with bugs. I mean, ran into a bug.
Bugs,
I guess
but bugs is whatever.
It fucking hurts.
If you don't have anything, if it hits bare skin, dude. It's fucking it's smart. It's real bad.
It fucking hurts, and that's with wearing a fucking jacket over it. Like, I don't understand these people. Why they're just so like, that'd be fine.
Especially on bikes that don't have like very much like wind protection, because wind protection also protects you from like rocks, just general debris, bugs. Like, because my bike has pretty good wind protection and it has plastic hand guards.
Yeah.
Which surprisingly, it hit the left hand guard when I wrecked, but it didn't fucking break it. I was so happy. It just got road rash real bad. But yeah, dude, those little hand guards protect my hands from rocks all the time.
Yeah, honestly.
It's so nice.
Man, I don't know. My dad, like, when I bought my motorcycle, he was like, all right, I'll let you buy a motorcycle, but you have to wear a helmet all the time. And then he always would follow it up with, not because the helmet will save your life, but so that we can identify the body after you wreck. It's like, all right, got it, Dad.
Yes.
Yep.
Man, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, fucking crazy. And I come from, I rode dirt bikes as a kid. I know Nick did too. All three of us did.
Yep.
But
shit just happens though sometimes. You can have all the experience in the world, and like I said, my situation was just bad. Like I was going too fast. I'll admit that, and I wasn't prepared for the guy in front of me who is a way less experienced rider to do what he did.
Yeah.
So like it was just a really fucking unfortunate circumstance. And Tony had a dog run out in front of him, so that's why he wrecked.
Yeah.
So it shit just happens.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
Especially
it's also coming off of like I think 15 miles an hour and shit's not gonna it's not gonna hurt that bad. But I come from
if you take that 200-pound bike and make it 460 pounds and then put it on fucking pavement, and it's just a different fucking.
Yeah, no, I get that, and like, but my brain tells me, I've wrecked going faster, but then I think about it, and I've wrecked on dirt going faster.
Dude, dirt's so forgiving in comparison to pavement.
And then like the one time that it was worse than that, I was in a tunnel under the highway at one of the like adventure park things over close to where I live now.
Yeah.
And there was part of the trail went under the highway, but because it was under the highway and it was concrete, over time the lime out of the concrete like precipitates and is just on the ground.
So it's like mad slick under highways.
Well, and then it's also in the middle of a salt lake.
Mm.
So there's salt and lime in the bottom of this tunnel. I hit a big ass rock in the middle of it, bounced my head off the top of the tunnel, went down, cut the fuck out of my hand, and of course there's lime and fucking salt, so it burned like motherfucker.
Hey, them hard surfaces really don't fucking play around.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it was fucking terrible.
Man, I think
that's why I like
the worst wreck I've ever been in on a dirt bike is our backyard before my dad leveled it out was just a big slope, and we had two big gates, on the bottom by our driveway and on the top, and I would open those gates and like ride loops. I'd go down through the gate, up through the woods or down the road, whatever the fuck, come back down through the gates. Well, I had one of the gates open, but the other side wasn't. So I'm coming down, and like right after you get out at the bottom gate, you just turn hard right to go through like the behind our neighbor's house. And so I'm trying to do real sharp hard turn. I'm leaning over, trying to cut it as close to the gate as I can and catch my head right on the gate post. And I'm wearing one of those dirt bike helmets, that has the visor that sticks out pretty far above, and the bottom piece that comes out like a triangle, and you're supposed to put your goggles on over your eyes. Yeah. But I wasn't wearing goggles. But luckily,
I wear goggles.
I saw it coming, obviously, and leaned back, and it just caught the top of the visor of my helmet and basically just pulled me off the bike. Ooh. And then I just pulled the helmet off, and I just flopped onto the driveway. So
the tunnel was the worst hard surface crash I had. The worst fucking soft surface crash I had was when I did a fucking front flip on my dirt bike.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, I've done that.
Because I was coming out of the pit I rode in. It was a caliche pit. So I was coming out of that, and it was in the middle of a cotton field. And so I was riding with the rows, and I was about to come to where I needed to get out of the cotton field. So I start turning out, and I come up over the first row. My back tire stays in the row I was riding in. It hits the next row, jumps back to the row to my right, back 2 rows to my left, back sideways into the row I'm riding in that my back tire stayed in the whole time.
Yeah.
So my handlebars are completely cocked to the right. I hit it. I flip forward. My bike, it all went slow motion at that point. So I went up. I was about 4 feet in the air, and I look, and my bike is above me.
Oh gosh.
I hit the ground. The bike lands on top of me. I'm looking at my ankle, in my helmet. I'm looking at my ankle.
And I know you're not bendy.
I'm not bendy. And I had to fucking wrestle this 230-pound motorcycle off of myself while I'm looking at my fucking ankle.
Jesus, yeah.
So my worst crash on a dirt bike was, I was 5, maybe 5 or 6. And we had, back at my dad's house, we have this pavement circle driveway with a pond in the middle and just a little dirt island. And it's a pretty big driveway. So back whenever I was just started riding, I would like to ride in circles around that. It was just fun for me. And I hit a patch of gravel, and the handlebar went up my helmet, inside my helmet.
Yeah.
It fucking took the skin, I think it was my left side or right. I can't remember. I think it's my left side. So it took the skin all off my left cheek and gave me a black eye on my left eye, and yeah, it was really bad. It could have broken my neck if it was
if it pulled you hard enough.
Yeah, if it threw me off the bike or something, because it just had the handlebars in my helmet.
Yeah.
Yep, I remember that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it knocked me unconscious. I woke up in the bathtub, fucking naked, with like my dad, my mom, and like my aunt, my like uncle there,
Yeah, like,
and I was like,
freaking
"What
out.
the fuck? Why are you
Yeah.
here? And why am I naked? And why does my face hurt?"
Like, you're dead.
Dude, tell the story about your brother Brandon, how he broke his sternum. You remember that story? He was riding across a cotton field, so the opposite way you were. So he was riding
Oh,
parallel with the rows, and
fuck.
his front fucking wheel hit and went canny, and the handlebars turned directly fucking. Or
Yeah,
no, he was running
straight into his
perpendicular
fucking.
with the rows. Sorry, perpendicular with the
Yeah, so
rows.
he's
So
going
he,
over them. He was like
yeah,
bouncing over them, and it fucking he bounced wrong one time or hit like a different bump or something, and it cocked the wheel like it cocked on me, and it cocked on you,
hmm
and so. But instead of his going forward, like instead of him flipping over, he just went straight forward and fucking slammed his sternum straight into the fucking handlebar.
right into the butt of
Gee.
the handlebar.
Yeah.
Mm,
It
Yeah.
basically speared him
mm.
Yeah. Oh,
and broke
that
his
one was
sternum.
bad.
Dirt bikes are
I
so
can't.
dangerous. Why do we let kids ride
Dude,
on
right? I was 5 years old whenever I started riding.
them? Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
most kids start riding dirt bikes really young. Like my little
So I think I was
niece
about the same.
and
So.
nephew. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're riding dirt bikes and they're like fucking 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's mind blowing that we're just okay with
I mean,
putting kids on these things. Like even
It's
like
fun as shit.
they're
yeah, it
very
is a
fun,
lot of
right? But
fun.
even like go karts and like just any kind of small automobile. I don't know that we should be letting kids be on those things.
Well, I think just like danger is exciting and fun,
Oh, absolutely.
right? And
For
especially
sure.
whenever you have the ability to manage that risk and that danger, right? Because I mean, it's really up to you. You can ride a bike your whole life and never crash if you're just fucking the biggest baby about riding it and never like push the limits at all, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure you'd have a pretty good high chance of never crashing.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
most people are out there enjoying it, having fun, pushing the limits because that's what is
Yeah.
the risk involved is what makes it exciting.
Yeah. I mean, like the few times I've come close to wrecking my street bike was because I was just being a dumbass, basically, like flooring it around turns and trying to race someone down the road, stuff like that. Or the very few
Yeah.
times I like skid on some gravel or some shit.
Yeah. It's always one of those pull a little fucking butthole sized tear out of the seat.
Yep. And then right after that, at least for me, I like correct it, catch it, I'm back on the road, and I slow down, obviously. And then I'm just like sitting there like, I could have just died. I could be dead right now. Okay. And then just like keep going.
I was gonna say, whenever I wrecked mine, I got back on the bike and I rode it hard back home.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was like, "Fuck you, bitch."
That's always how it is. Is fucking like when I flipped over it. I finally got up, left my bike laying on the ground, fucking trying to catch my breath. Finally got back on it, and then I ripped home down the railroad tracks at like 40 fucking miles an hour.
Just wee.
I was pissed.
Yeah, dude. Love motorcycles. Even though
Oh
I just
yeah.
wrecked mine, I still enjoy it.
Oh, they're
It's just
super fun.
part of the game.
They're so much fun.
Yeah, I'll get it fixed. It's no big deal.
Yeah. I mean, at least it sounds like it wasn't too messed up, so.
Yeah, I think the handlebars may be bent very slightly, but they're trash anyways. So I want to get some different handlebars for it.
Yeah.
Some higher ones. They're way too low because whenever I stand up, I'm like fucking having to lean real far over just to reach them.
Oh yeah.
It's annoying.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Oh well, could have been worse.
Yeah, KLR 650s don't handle that well whenever you kind of like you're in a sketchy situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's not bad. Again, I think like, and well, I was one of the closest times I came to actually wrecking a street bike. It wasn't even my street bike. I was test driving a friend's because I was thinking about buying it from him, and dude, the front brakes on that bike were so touchy. Like you just apply anything to them and they lock up. And,
Jeremy's used to those cruiser brakes.
yeah, and dude, it was bad. Like, I was going down his road, so, obviously test driving it, so you gotta floor it, and, see what you get. And I'm coming up to a 90-degree turn. So I tapped the brakes, but it wasn't a tap, it was a fucking full-on brake.
It was a lock.
Yep. And so I skid through the turn into the ditch. It's like, oh, that's fun.
You're like, oh, it's always worse whenever it's not your bike too.
Oh yeah, dude. If I'd wrecked his bike, I would have felt so bad. I mean, I would have bought it from him, and
Yep.
had to fix it.
Bike.
Yep. Well, it's mine now, I guess.
Yep.
Well, that just reminds me. So Nick saying that he loves motorcycles, even though he just wrecked his. It's crazy the difference in like thinking, because my brother-in-law bought a Honda CBR 600RR.
Yeah.
Nice.
Rode it
Those are cool.
total. This has been like probably 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Rode it a total of about 50 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was coming up to a stop sign. There was some gravel, so he laid it down. He never rode it again.
Damn you.
He bought all the shit to fix it. We ended up fixing it, and so he gave it to us. Just gave it to us. We fixed it, and we sold it.
What the fuck?
I know. Well, that's like...
But he has never ridden a motorcycle since then.
Yeah.
Man, you get knocked down, you get right back up.
Right. Well, that's like one of the first times I've crashed my bike is me and my dad used to go trail riding out at this motorcycle lease. And I crashed hard. Like we were coming around a turn, but the trail like turned into complete sand basically, and I wasn't ready for it. So I've fucking took the turn and just flipped over into the turn, hit the ground real hard, was out of breath, just laying there. My dad was behind me, so he comes pulling up, a couple seconds later, and he's like, "All right, get back on." Like,
yep.
You get back on. We're still got trail to go. And I was like, okay, give me a second. Like,
Dude, the one time I front flipped my bike, it was again I was like maybe 6 or 7, and we had this whoop section, and so I think there was a jump before. I don't remember how it happened, but basically I started doing a front flip. I did one, landed it, but my front tire came down first into the face of one of those whoops and just flipped me again. But this time it threw me off the bike, and my left hand drug across the ground because I used to not wear gloves. Yeah. And it just skinned the top of my index finger, middle finger, and ring finger. Just entirely skinned the top of them, just on the ground, just like sanded them down.
Fuck.
It was fucking. I still have the scars from that too.
You remember when I wrecked your little 50?
Yeah, that was the same bike I did the front flip on.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude, that little bastard was tough, dude. Oh my god. I remember you wrecked the 50 in like a really dumb way too.
I don't remember how. I just remember wrecking. I don't remember how the fuck I wrecked.
You like jumped caddy and landed fucking sideways and low sided it and just slid. And I was like, what the fuck?
And then your fucking brother, he runs over, didn't even check on me, just goes and picks up the bike.
Yeah, that's how we did. That's how we did. If one of us wrecked, you go pick up their bike.
Yeah. No, I get up and I'm like, again.
Yeah. Dude, it's fun. You get, like I say, as long as you don't get hurt too bad, it's fine.
Yeah. As long as you don't have any bones sticking out, you're all right.
Yeah.
That's kind of my philosophy.
Man, see, I don't think I've ever. No, I sprained one of my legs once on a motorcycle. That's really about it.
Yeah, I've never broken anything.
Or I wasn't even driving it. So.
I still to this day haven't broken anything or like severely injured myself on a motorcycle.
Same.
So
very
hopefully
that the fuck I haven't.
Same. Hopefully that fucking trend continues.
Yeah. Oh, it only takes once.
Yeah, that one time, for me, it'd probably be fucking break both my legs or some stupid shit.
Right. Dude, I don't know about y'all, but I think a lot, not a lot, but every once in a while I think about what kind of injuries I could continue to live with. And so this is a weird way to put it. But I was like, man, if I had just like a crippled leg that I just couldn't do anything with, it would impact so much in my life, right? Like
Oh,
even
yeah.
motorcycles, because you got your brake and your gear shift on each leg.
Yeah.
So like if you can't use one of your legs, you're gonna have to like buy a custom made bike or something.
Well, what you do is you get a suicide shifter where the
Oh,
clutch is
yeah.
at your foot. So
Yeah.
you only have one brake. So you'll have like a rear brake and then no front brake, and then you'll have the clutch on your like whatever leg works, and then
Yep.
the shifter. But just not being able to use my left thumb, like just not having access to my left thumb has been fucking miserable.
Oh, I bet.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But like it like really put it into perspective for me. People who are like one armed or an amputee of any kind, I'm like, fuck, dude, this makes life so much fucking harder.
Yeah. Honestly.
Like for me, just not being able to use my left hand fully has been a pretty big pain in the fucking ass. Like
Yeah.
it makes everything take longer. It makes everything harder. Because nothing is designed for people with just one hand
Yeah.
or like one
Yeah, it's
leg.
really not.
Like
Right?
hell, even
No.
things like opening jars or
Dude, I had to use like, cause I was fucking trying to eat a bagel with peanut butter and jam this morning,
yeah.
Mhm.
and I had a new jar of jam, and I was like, fuck,
Oh,
I'm
no.
gonna, and I'm so determined. I'm gonna fucking open this shit. So I'm sitting there putting it between my legs and trying to open it. It's just spinning like the whole jar, and I tried putting it in my arm and like squeezing it real hard, and it wasn't working. So I put it on the floor and clasped it with my shoes on, with my feet, and then
Oh,
just
gosh.
like weirdly contorted my arm to where I was finally able to crack the seal.
Yeah.
Dude,
Golly.
it was such a bitch. I was like, fuck, there needs to be like an apparatus for this shit.
Right?
Now I understand how like not to be sexist, but like weaker women feel. Dude, them jars are fucking they're a menace.
Yeah. For
Like
real.
that pickle jar, dog. I don't know if I can get a pickle jar open right
That's why
now.
you just
That
throw it on the ground and then you just pick out the pieces, you know?
just huck it against the fucking wall, dude.
Yeah.
No, I'd go out there and get my get like a pair of fucking I don't know. Get like a enough duct tape to figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. That's fine. That's why I'm just lucky I'm, for the most part, intact.
I always wonder too, like people who might get paralyzed in like a limb or two or whatever portion of their body, if it's better to keep the limbs there than it is to just amputate them.
Yeah. I mean, if you amputate it,
Uh,
eventually we'll get to cyberpunk future where we have cybernetic arms.
That'd be sick.
boom.
I'm just curious
The-
though. Is there like a reason that they keep the limbs? Is it just because it's fucking expensive to get shit amputated? So you're just like, I'll just hang on to them.
Yeah, maybe.
I think a lot of them are like, well, maybe you can get like function back in it,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
but
point.
it's also like if you do amputate it, there is the whole phantom limb thing
Yeah.
that like your brain freaks the fuck out that you don't have a fucking limb.
Yeah.
It's like
And I've
animals
seen,
that get amputated, they still try to use their limb that's not there anymore.
yeah. Well, and I've seen a lot of people like not a lot, but I've seen videos of people with like a amputated leg that forget their legs amputated and they
Take a
go to
step.
stand up and they just fall the fuck over.
You're like, whoa! Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I don't have a leg there.
Right.
Speaking of which, there's actually Garrett. I wonder what's he up to. Do you know, Brandon? Or
Bro, he is kicking ass. He
is he really?
has his master's degree in like fucking neuroscience or some shit.
Homie literally took a fucking horrible situation and just completely turned it around.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how he was so like every time I saw him, whenever I would see him, he was always smiling, like and doing some cool shit. Like he was in a side by side one time when I saw him at Uncle's, and then
Yeah.
fucking just in his Jeep having somebody else drive him around and shit. And now he's fucking got a master's in neuroscience and shit.
Yeah.
What a
Golly.
fucking animal, dude! Got paralyzed from like the neck down
Uh-huh.
and is just tearing it up now.
Hell
I
yeah.
can't believe that's someone we went to high school with.
Right?
Yeah. No, it's fucking crazy.
What a G.
Yeah.
Dude, there's people like
Doing
that,
more
like,
than me.
'cause I could not. Like, I think, especially because I have real bad eyesight, and for the longest time, I had, like, this thing where my eyes, since they're deformed, the optical nerve over the top of the eye is, like, stretched out. And one of my doctors told me, he's like, yeah, so basically if you just like take a real bad hit in just the right spot, it'll just snap that optical nerve and you'll go blind. And I was like, so like one of my biggest fears is going blind. And dude, I think about being blind. That dude, I don't know how people can do that shit. Like I can't do anything. Like everything I'm doing at this exact moment requires vision. Like I'm playing a game, I'm reading stuff on my phone, I'm checking the audio levels on our recording, like everything.
You better
Well, it's
start
really-
learning Braille, Jeremy.
God no.
It's really interesting how that works
Fat
too,
fingers.
especially with you for a fucking guy who has that risk deciding to just ride a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, fuck it.
Well, but like I think that was one of those things where like it was one of my eye doctors when I was little, so I think I might have exaggerated it in my mind, you know, like how serious he was being about it, because I was talking with a different one of my uh, eye doctors here in town. He was like, "Yeah, I mean it's a little strain, but you know it's no more in risk than anyone else is of just going blind randomly, so you'll be fine."
Jesus Christ.
But I do also have a degenerative eye disease that runs in my family that makes people blind, so many opportunities, you know?
Bro, what's up with your family and eyes?
Dude, my family has terrible eyesight, just absolutely horrendous eyesight.
That's
And this is why we need natural selection
And
back.
this is why I'm not having kids, you're right, yeah. All my family's also fat, so there's like no positives here. The only positive I got is I probably won't go bald. That's
You're
it.
smart though.
Yeah, strong hairline.
Strong
Cool.
hairline, yes.
Dude, strong hairline and y'all are pretty smart.
I mean, some of us.
I mean, shit, you're probably both of y'all are smarter than me, I'd say.
It depends.
I mean, both of y'all made it farther in college than I ever have.
That's true, but I would say you have more practical and like, how to say, but like, for instance, you're real good at fucking fixing cars. I'm god awful at fixing cars, so
Yeah, we have our
Fair.
strengths.
exactly. We all can contribute.
Boom.
Well, kind of on the topic of figuring out everybody's strengths, I got a story for you guys.
Uh-oh.
Kind of a story, but kind of not a story. So, I attempted, didn't actually do it, but attempted to sign up for therapy this week.
Oh,
all right.
yeah?
Nice. Oh yeah.
I think we were talking about BetterHelp, right? I've heard real bad stories about it, but I was like, it's probably cheap, it's probably easy, so might as well, right? Might as well try it. So I go through their little sign up process, filling out all the information, selecting all your preferences, doing all this garbage. And eventually I get to the end of it, and it's like, I think it was $70 a week or something for it, which isn't bad, right? It's not bad for a 24/7 therapy, yeah. But I was like, dude, I just can't really afford $70 a week right now. But they have a little button next to it that was like, I can't afford this. I was like, okay, click, filled out some more information, and it was like, you've qualified for financial aid. You get 15% off. I was like, isn't that how much you get off for like your discount codes that you give out to YouTubers? like, it's not really that much off. And so then I was like, all right, well, guess I'm just not going to do that because, money. So I was already like, man, that kind of sucks. But then I feel like they started emailing me, right? Because I created my account, but I didn't set up payment or anything. So they started emailing me. And I don't remember the exact wording, but to paraphrase it, it was like, the first step to becoming happy starts with you creating your account with us, like setting up your payment methods. And I was like, dude, this feels like really predatory.
This is wrong.
This doesn't feel right. Like, I basically just filled out this form telling them like, yeah, I'm super depressed. I want therapy. I need help. but I can't afford it. And they're like, but if you just give us money, we can fix all your problems. Okay, come here. Like,
As soon as you said this feels predatory, all I heard in my head was welcome to the American healthcare system.
honestly, though,
I
I was like,
that's all I fucking heard.
it doesn't seem. It seems like again, like I just gave them all this information that I want to do this thing and that it would help me, and they're like, okay, money now, money please. Like,
Go fuck yourself. Money.
yeah.
Give us money.
So that was fun. And then like yesterday or the day before, because they match you with, your therapist after you sign up or whatever. And I got a message or an email from the lady they matched me with. And she was like, oh yeah, this is what I specialize in. I was real good at it. Just based off of what you put in, I think we could really do we could really help you. So if you just want to go set up your payment information, I was like, fuck off.
Jesus Christ.
I was like, God damn it, people! Like, leave me alone. So yeah.
Like, I regret doing this now.
Honestly,
you guys are making me feel worse.
I do. It's fine. That's what
Yep.
It's what it is. So, but I guess basically, just to put a point to the story, do you guys think that therapy should be one of those things? I mean, there's a lot of things that should be included in healthcare, but just one of those things that should be included in like normal healthcare, not even free healthcare. I feel like most jobs don't give you insurance to cover therapy.
No, most of them don't.
Yeah, they give you like medical and dental and shit, but not for like therapy.
Yeah.
Just kind of dumb.
I mean, it should be.
I don't know. That's kind of a weird one.
Yeah. Why so?
Well, because in my mind, like, I think, right, people need an unbiased party to talk to and discuss their issues with, right? I feel like that's really good for you, but that's also someone's fucking time and effort that they're putting into that practice. So I feel like they should be compensated. Now, do I think the prices are egregious for the service? Yes. I think the prices are way too high and they're taking advantage of people.
Well, but I mean, if it's like a government subsidized thing or insurance actually covers therapy, they would still be getting paid.
Right.
It's not like you're telling them to do it for free. It's just you're telling the insurance companies to actually fucking provide
pay for it. Yeah.
It's just still so expensive. That's why it's like difficult to get insurance companies to even like support it.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's difficult to get insurance companies to support it because they're having to deal with hospitals charging them fucking $20,000 for a $1,000 fucking visit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like whenever I busted open my chin, all I got was 3 stitches and it was a $10,000 bill before insurance.
It's insane.
Yeah. It's because that whenever I was sitting there, I was fucking high as shit, and they're just X-raying me, doing all this other bullshit to me to make sure I'm not fucking, retarded, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And like, yeah, $10,000. I didn't even go get like a CAT scan or anything, and it was that much. And it's because I went to the ER.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you fucking crazy, dude? Imagine if I'd gotten an ambulance.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's why the medical industry is not. It's a for-profit thing, so they aren't doing things just for the better of humanity or the betterment of people in general. They're doing it for money.
Of course not.
I mean, yeah, absolutely, but that's dumb.
Well, I mean, you can't change human nature.
That's true.
I mean, you can, but not overnight, right? So like, it's not an easy thing to resolve.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's kind of the problem with like a capitalist society is like everything's money driven, which works for some things but doesn't really work the best for others. Right? I don't think it should be as cut and dry. Right? I feel like if we could kind of cherry pick from everything, it'd be kind of nice.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, because there's definitely a good aspect of competition, right? Like if everyone is attempting to make the best product so that they can make the most money, then you get people actually trying to improve on said things instead of just being like, oh, well, we have to sell our product for the same price as their product, so why would we try to make ours better?
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's too difficult.
But then the
That's why
people
we
who
should-
make the best product, the one that's going to last the longest and do the most for you, is the most expensive.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because we make the best. Our reviews say so. I don't know. It's one of those things. It's not like an easy answer. To me, it's more so just the fact that America's either succeed or die kind of
Yeah.
country, right? Like you have to have kind of a certain you have to be a certain person, I think, to be like super successful in America.
Yeah, there's like an aspect of you have to be a little I guess just selfish would be the best way to say it.
Well, you kind of got to be scummy in a way,
Yeah.
right? Because capitalism is all about taking advantage, right? Whether it's through knowledge that you have that somebody else doesn't have, or experience in a certain thing, right? It's all about taking advantage of somebody else's inexperience or lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
And tools, right? So like, if you're born into a money with family, it's such an advantage because you have the resources to learn, gather tools and resources. I mean, you can just basically do whatever you want if you're born into money.
Yeah. Man, I wish. It's all my parents' fault that I'm broke.
So,
well, depending if your parents are willing to divvy out that money, right?
Yeah. So I was looking at like taxes and stuff because somebody asked me about like tax brackets and why people are complaining and this and that. And I started looking into it a little bit more. Okay, so the highest tax bracket starts at $400,000, right?
Yeah.
Everything past that is one flat percentage.
Which is
Okay,
dumb.
so if you on your taxes, if you claim single zero,
Yeah.
if you make $400,000 a year, how much do you think you pay to the government?
It's like 56% or something like that.
No, it's marginal. It's
Like,
only 37%.
oh, okay.
But if you make $400,000, you pay $155,000 to the government.
Yep.
Yeah, but you still have 350,000.
250,000.
250,000. Yeah, I'm bad at math.
So, if you make $100,000 a year, how much do you think you pay to the government?
15.
50. Fucking.
No, it's only like 22.
That's still
22,000.
What is that? What is that percentage wise? Is that like what?
I think it's like
22%.
22%.
Yeah.
So that's still like
that's still a lot. Yeah.
That's still a lot.
I know, but people are complaining about paying too much in taxes, but they don't realize that one person making $400,000 a year is paying as much in taxes as like fucking 10 people making $100,000 a year.
I mean,
Right.
yeah, but again,
it's
it's
that percentage,
crazy.
right?
It's
But the
very
percentage is where it's really important, right?
Yeah.
Because somebody who is making $100,000 a year doesn't have as much disposable income as someone who's making 400,000 a year,
Yeah.
right? So that person who is making 400,000 a year, as long as they don't spend their money like a fucking dickhead, then they're going to be perfectly fine for the rest of their lives. Whereas someone who makes $100,000 a year really isn't making that much in today's fucking market. So if you take almost a quarter of their money, I mean, it's like, oh shit, well, now I'm only making fucking, now I'm making sub six figures essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas the other person's still making $250,000 take home. Like, that's still
Like-
way more than.
Yeah, like tax brackets
I
are
get.
weird, and I don't think it should be like hard cutoffs, right? It should be like a sliding thing. Like it shouldn't be like once you get 100,000, you're in this new bracket, you're paying this new thing. Like it should be kind of like a sliding grade. Like as you go up, it just gets more and more higher. But I do think that the more you make, the more taxes you should pay.
Because you're getting more
Because
from
you're getting
like
more.
because you're getting more from the ability to be in America, right? So if you're getting more, you should be putting more back because the people who you're getting it from are the fucking people, right? Like you wouldn't be anywhere without the people that are buying your product
Yeah.
or using your service.
Right,
So I
like,
think you should be putting more back in if you're getting more from it.
Without the 70 workers you're paying minimum wage and no benefits, you wouldn't have the money. So I think it's somewhat fair that you then have to pay for part of their life. I can sense Brandon's disagreement.
Because not everybody can be
I got
not
lost.
everybody can be like a millionaire.
Yeah, it really blows my mind. Like Elon, right, was complaining on Twitter or something about like how much he pays in taxes. He's like, yeah, I pay like a few $1 million a year in taxes. I was like, yeah, but you also make like $1 billion a year. So like a couple million is fucking nothing. Like,
Yeah.
Right?
like even if you only made $1 million over the top of whatever you're paying in taxes, which I think that would be stupid, but $1 million? You know how much money that is? That's so
Right.
much money. You could do anything.
Yeah, no, it's just crazy that like that cutoff starts at like 400,000.
Yeah.
Because like depending on where you live, 400,000 might not be that much money.
Yep.
Like
Yeah.
if you live in fucking California, making 400,000 in California is like making 100,000 in Texas.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about anymore.
Well,
Texas is getting kind of wild right now.
Yeah. That property
it's
taxes,
like
boy.
it's like making $100,000 in New Mexico. Sorry.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
But yeah, no, like it's just fucking crazy that, and that's just federal taxes. That's not Medicaid. That's not Social Security. That's just federal taxes.
Yeah.
So add another 18% on top of that, and you're taking home less than half of your paycheck. So you go from, yeah, I make $400,000 a year. Oh, what do you take home? About $198,000 a year, which is still a lot of money, but holy oh fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think they need to like redo a lot of the like percentages and stuff because some of them are pretty high, but I don't know. That's
Well, I don't think the taxes are really the problem. I think it's the budget where we spend our money. And everybody's always like, "Oh, but our strong military is what keeps people from invading us." No, that's fucking completely wrong. It's all of the fucking millions of guns that our citizens have.
and the fact that
That's
the only
literally the
bordering
reason.
countries we have are super friendly with us.
Yeah.
Like
And
nobody's
they,
gonna
like,
no one's gonna sail across the ocean to invade a country that citizens are just armed to the teeth. So.
For real.
And I mean, just the number of people we have in the U.S., how big the U.S. is, and just the number of guns we have in a single state.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, like it's a pretty often said quote, but it's like the Chinese didn't invade us because they said behind every blade of grass there's a gun. So it's like the fact that we spend so much on our military that really doesn't seem to accomplish much.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, we really have, all we've done is just like recently is just hand over our supplies to, hand over taxpayer money to fucking foreign countries that we have no kind of anything going on with.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey,
Like,
okay, you're selling us short. We did also antagonize China into bombing Taiwan pretty recently, so that's fun.
I mean, yeah, we've also lost plenty of wars in with our fucking massive military budget somehow. We lost to a bunch of fucking rice farmers in Vietnam, so that was crazy.
I love that. Those kind of things are always so funny to me, right? Because there's so many stories of like the bigger countries coming in and losing to the smaller ones, and the answer is almost always guerrilla warfare, right?
Yeah, and that's why I say that our military doesn't protect us. It's all the guns our citizens have. It's because our citizens are gonna fucking just, I mean,
just fight off.
You can't fight a whole fucking
it's so funny to me
country.
That America, we won the Revolutionary War because of guerrilla warfare.
Yeah.
And then we, like a couple centuries later, lost because of guerrilla warfare. Like, you think we would have figured it out, but
of course not.
I think America needs to mind its own fucking business for a while.
yeah.
Like, quit fucking poking our nose in everybody's fucking business. If we keep our NATO agreements and shit, right? Like, if somebody does something egregious, we'll gangbang them real quick. But like,
I mean, what are you talking about? Because Russia's already doing that. And China.
Yeah, I don't know why fucking NATO is not doing anything.
Because they don't.
NATO's like, oh, because they'll nuke us, and I'm like, okay.
Like, nuke them back, bitch.
Like, I really don't see that happening, but I mean,
yeah, probably not.
I don't know. I'm kind of at the point where it's like, kind of getting over the whole ordeal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's again, we say it every time. U.S. politics and economy is just way too complicated for us to figure out.
Politics in general is just kind of dumb to me.
Yeah, man. I kind of to take it back to the taxes problem. If you really think about it, it's really stupid that we pay taxes to the government, like federal government, and then we also pay taxes to state government, and then even more taxes to city government. So it's like there are 3 varying sizes of government that you have to pay taxes to. You got baby government, small government, and big government.
Well, thankfully, we don't have a state tax in Texas.
Yeah, we don't pay
that's true.
state tax.
So that's nice.
That's why property taxes are. That sets off another fucking can of worms there, because people are pissed about their property taxes being high, but we don't pay state taxes, so it evens the fuck out.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's also, it makes it difficult to like get approved for home loans and actually being able to afford a home, because this, $100,000 home is actually worth like 200,000. So sucks to suck, nerd.
Well, yeah, but it's still just fucking. It's all just kind of dumb, because shit in one hand, fucking wish in the other, right?
Yeah.
I will, and you can't stop me.
Oh. Oh, so here's another interesting side effect of America being America. So the whole overturning of Roe v. Wade, right?
Yep.
So now there's like a bunch of women that they were like, oh, well, it says in the Constitution, no taxation without representation. So if you're a woman, go to your employer and change your filing status to exempt. And I was like, I mean, yeah, it would work in some cases, but not all cases.
Yeah. Well, it's also like, I don't know where it was, but somewhere just like made it legal or something to that if you are pregnant, you can classify your pregnancy as a dependent on your taxes now.
Yeah.
Man, the government really be trying to make shit complicated now.
Yeah.
Oh, it's hella complicated because fucking like, yeah, because that fetus is now a human being. So boom, even though it's still in my belly, fucking that's a dependent.
Wait, so can guys claim like millions of dependents since we carry around millions of babies all the time?
Oh hell yeah!
Be the best.
With that logic,
just carry around all the dependents.
It's just a single cell. Yeah.
That means every time
it has the chance to be a baby.
That means every time I masturbate, I'm committing mass abortions. So.
Yes. Oh fuck. So illegal, Jeremy.
No more coming. So you can't come at all, because if not every single one of those cells turns into a baby, that's millions of abortions.
If you ain't coming in a woman, there you can't come at all.
No, you can't even come in a woman, because only one makes it, or 2, sometimes 8, but
true,
like that's still 8 out of like millions.
True. Damn. Well, that's it. No more babies.
No more babies.
Genocide every time I nut.
What was it? Was it in Florida or somewhere where they like passed a law basically making it illegal to discuss pronouns in schools? But then all the teachers were like, "Oh, okay, you're right. I will never refer to a student as he or she. I will just call them all they and them, because no pronouns. Can't use pronouns." And so I was like, got him. But also stupid fight. So
very.
Yeah.
That whole
It's like, what are we in fucking kindergarten name calling now?
For reals. It's fine. All of the U.S. is basically just one big kindergarten class.
Fucking feels like it sometimes. It's so fucking dumb.
Yeah. It's fine.
Yay, we're getting close to fucking campaigning season again.
Woohoo! I'm so
Ready
not
for the economy to
excited.
be even more fucked than it already is.
It's depressing, but
Yippee hooray.
yippee-ki-yay.
Holy fuck.
Don't we have like a whole other year?
Yeah, but they're gonna start fucking campaigning at the end of this year.
Yeah. I'm so excited I really just want our presidential campaigns to just be like entirely smear campaigns, because those are so funny. I love that shit.
I mean, at this point, we just need to make it a fucking boxing match.
Dude, honestly.
Be more fucking telling than anything fucking else
I
we
don't know,
do.
but they
Holy
do run the
shit.
risk of like Logan Paul becoming president, so.
He's not 35, so we're good.
He not 35? How old is he?
I
He
don't
younger
know,
than
probably,
us? Swear to God, he better
probably.
not be younger than us. I'm
Let
about to
me
be
Google
pissed
it.
as fuck.
I'll Google it. How old is Logan Paul? 27.
Ah, nice. Not older than us, but that means his
Okay,
younger
thank
brother is
God.
probably younger than
But
us, so.
Jake is younger than us.
Damn it!
It's okay. At least we're not fucking faggots like both of them.
Got him.
Facts.
I mean, they do like getting in a small enclosed area with other men half naked and grabbing up on each other, so.
No, I'm just
saying.
playing. I think they're like, honestly, I think both of them are pretty fucking smart. They definitely know how to work the whole influencer thing, so good
Yeah,
for them.
they know
Oh,
how to
yeah.
work it, but
They're just
God,
annoying as fuck.
they fucking
Oh my
suck.
God, they're such douchebags. But I mean, I have to give it to them. They're fucking smart.
Yeah, they're smart. They've done. See, I don't know if they're smart or if they just got lucky.
Either way, smarter than me. They fucking did something right that I wouldn't do.
A little bit of both. They got lucky, but then they were smart enough to fucking bank on it. So
Yeah. I guess I don't know.
why
I just
couldn't we just blow up
despise
on
both of them,
YouTube
so.
and be able to quit all of our jobs?
You know, if we'd committed to it. But we also, I think part of their luck is that they got in pretty early, you know,
Yeah.
more or less. Whereas now it's practically impossible to just blow up, right? Because there are millions of people uploading millions of videos every single day, every single hour. Like, to get picked out in the middle of that is just impossible at this point.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. But on that kind of semi-depressing point, we are out of time, boys. Need to wrap anything up? Y'all ready for the D&D game tonight? It's gonna be bad.
Oh yeah.
I just
Let's
want to
fucking go
say,
die.
even though I kind of shit on capitalism in like America, oh God, and capitalism in America in this podcast a bit, I still do really like America. I'm just gonna point out its flaws whenever it's there
Yeah,
because I do like the country. I'm
absolutely.
not
Yeah.
just gonna sit here and act like we're fucking
And we
perfect.
like being dickheads.
And people
Yeah.
who say if you don't like it, just leave, are the same people who give up on shit like halfway through.
Yeah.
So you guys can all suck a dick.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
Got him. All right.
Suck
Well,
wieners.
I hope everybody has a great week. As usual, you can listen to us anywhere you get your podcasts, as Spotify, RSS, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. If you have any suggestions for topics, hit us up on Twitter. I don't think I've been updating it recently, but I will, and I will post the
God
in
damn it,
our
Jeremy.
YouTube description. I'm sorry, I keep
God
forgetting.
damn it. It's at Pointless Pods.
It's at Pointless Pods. It should
Still
be
should have
at Cum
gone with
Points.
at Cum Points.
At Cum Points.
Come
It'll
point.
be our Instagram.
Jesus. All right. Well, with that, I hope everybody has a great week, and we will see you all next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.